So today, God moves Palm Sunday. So I don't know about you, but I think it's a bit strange to have a victory parade at the beginning of the story. It's like organizing an open-top bus celebration before a tournament has even begun, or standing on the first place podium before the race even started. Jesus entering Jerusalem the way he does on the donkey with palm leaves underfoot is using the language of victory and celebration. I found out this week that the king in Old Testament times would have ridden a donkey during peace times. The great stallion baby, were saved for times of war and battle. So imagine Jesus slowly riding through the crowds that wait for him, nearly at eye level, maybe speaking to people as he moves through Jerusalem. In doing so, like an Old Testament king in peacetime. 2 Kings chapter 9 verse 13 even speaks of people spreading their cloaks on the floor and cheering for their new king. The people around Jesus will have understood this symbolism. This guy thinks he has won. They, the crowds, think he has won. What did they shout as Jesus walked down, waving the palm leaves? These are palm leaves taken from my very own toilet, not toilet as in the bowl. As you can see, they suffer. What did they shout when people were waving the palm leaves? We've literally sang it. Can I have a bit louder, please? Exclamation. Hosanna! They are shouting, Hosanna! They are waving their leaves, shouting, Hosanna, which means save us. Save us. This is taken from a song of worship from Psalm 118, a song that was sung for years as people made their way to Jerusalem. A song that was crying out to God for someone to save them. They are now singing to Jesus. He has fulfilled their plea. As you heard in the video, the religious leaders were torn between, is this blasphemy? How dare you say this about Jesus? And fear of drawing attention from the Romans. So in case you haven't been listening to your Gospels or reading them, a quick recap is that Jesus hasn't led anyone into battle. He hasn't fought any great warriors or even overthrown any empires. The Romans were still clearly present. So what kind of person behaves like this? Confident? Is he arrogant? Is he delusional? How strange to start this way round, to celebrate victory when the story is not yet over. But actually, the more I thought about it, the more I realized that all of Holy Week is back to front. Holy Week starts with celebration, singing, waving palm leaves, and then seems to end with tragedy. It ends with fear, betrayal, pain, and even death. The people around Jesus go from being joyous, waving their leaves, to despair. They go from partying, singing, drinking, eating, feasting, to mourning. To me, I think this is all wrong. This is not the classic story of a hero saving the world. So what can we learn from everything being back to front in Holy Week? And because I was feeling particularly Anglican while putting this together, I have 3 main things for you to take away. No alliteration, sorry. Oh, but maybe next time. Number one, Jesus flips things upside down. He's the kind of guy who changes things. He transforms lives. He ignores the social structures of the day. He performs miracles in front of thousands. And then he goes for tea with the underdogs, the ones that society has shunned. Those people where everyone else is saying they are not good enough, Jesus is eating with them. Jesus challenges the religious rules, the ones that everyone has lived by and that have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. Jesus throws away any idea that God is up and away elsewhere. Jesus' very presence brings God right into the heart of life on earth, right into the dirt, into relationships, into the hurt and the joy of living. So I'd say Jesus certainly flips things upside down. Number two, everything is back to front in Holy Week because this is a different kind of battle. It's not the one that the crowds were expecting. It's not the one the Romans are even worrying about. It's not even the one his own disciples were hoping for. You see, we know that when Jesus enters Jerusalem, it's occupied. That means the Romans are in charge, they are powerful, and they have soldiers everywhere. Security is high. At the same time, Jesus rides in on a donkey from the east side of the city. A grand Roman procession is coming in through the main gates on the west to show off their military power. I think you can imagine how tense that would be. You see, lots of his followers believe that Jesus is going to lead an uprising of God against these powerful Romans. But that's not what Jesus has in mind at all. Jesus is actually on a different page. Actually, Jesus is reading from another book. Actually, I think it's fair to say that Jesus is in a different library. There is no way that he is fulfilling what mere mortals have in mind. While the crowds, his followers and the Romans are thinking about their here and now, Jesus is thinking of the bigger picture. Jesus is looking at the whole universe and everything in it. He's not only looking at them back then when we watched the video, but Jesus was looking at us now. So I think, yeah, it is a different kind of battle. And finally, number three, Holy Week is back to front because it's something that hasn't happened before. Because what happens in the next week is going to shake the universe to its core. It's going to rewrite the relationship between humanity and God. It's going to bring the disciples to their knees in grief and despair, but then bring joy to the whole world. Holy Week is back to front because in the next week, the winner, the one on top of the podium, the one in the victory parade, the one who the people call king, will be crucified. To put it blunt, the good guy dies. And that is why today, churches all over the world, we go from these palm leaves of singing Hosanna on the Sunday, full of the hopes that we think we have, and we throw them to the side and we fold them into a cross that reminds us that it is not the end. The good guy does die, but there is a plot twist, and it's one worth waiting for. But that is the sermon for next week. That's the one for Easter Sunday.